Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Twisted Life TV with Poetry. I am Poetry. You are here for a recap and review of the season premiere show of American Soul, which is based on the popular TV show Soul Train. Yeah, baby. It's about the hippest trip in America. So this is based on the life of Don Cornelius and how Soul Train came about. It aired on BET last night. It also showed on TV Land at the same time, but you know BET reruns the hell out of their doggone show. So if you missed it, just tune in today. I'm quite sure it'll probably be showing all over again. The show is pretty good. You know, a lot of the acting could be a little bit better, but these are a lot of fresh faces that I haven't seen too much of. Jason Dearden, who was playing Basie Skanks in Greenleaf, he's on the show. The young lady that plays Tess, the older version of Tess on This Is Us, she's playing Tessa on this show. Who else we got that I remember? The guy who plays Sean, the one who was 50 Cent's son on Power, he's playing Don Cornelius. And is there any other familiar faces that I could attest to? Of course, Kelly Rowland from Destiny's Child, formerly for Destiny's Child, she's playing Gladys Knight. And Kelly Price is playing the mother of two up-and-coming wannabe artists, dancers, you know, Kendall and, oh my God, did I just forget her name just that quick? Shit, I forgot the girl's name just that quick. His sister. Oh my God, I can't believe her. I can't remember her name because she is like thebomb.com. She is one of the Simone. And then there's two young actors who's playing Fresh and Flow. If you know anything about Soul Train, these are actually real dancers that are on the show. I did not know that they had to audition first though, because from what my mother used to tell me, you could just go up there and try to get on the show and get on the day that they tape it. Anybody could come dance. They would just put who they thought was the best dancers up front. Like, remember them two Asian chicks with the really long hair? I used to think I was them. Because I used to always want super really long hair. Y'all still want my hair to grow long. I used to want super really long hair. I used to love Crystal Gayle, the country singer, because how long her hair was. And then I thought about trying to sit down and shit with my hair that damn long. So I was like, okay, no. But we already know the music soundtrack of this is going to be the bomb. Okay, so this is music from the 70s, 80s, and I'm not sure how far they're going to take this series into, maybe up until he actually passed away, Don Cornelius. Maybe that's how far they're going to take it up to. But we already know the music's going to be good. It's R&B, it's soul, it's funk, it's disco, it's everything that black entertainment is about, music-wise. And you have some very talented people on here singing. All the actors and actresses are doing their own singing parts. We know they are, what's the word? I can't think this morning. When they mouthing the words to their own song. What is that called? Why I can't think this morning? My brain is shut down, y'all. My brain is really shut down. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It's still their own voices. Just like in 5 Heartbeats. All of them were singing their own parts. It was them. Why are we going so slow again this morning? So the show, it was a 2-hour premiere. I didn't realize there was 2 separate episodes, so I did not catch the name of either one of the episodes. When I get home, I'll update this video with the actual names. It's episode 1 and 2, both aired last night. I just thought it was going to be a 2-hour premiere. So we start off with Don Cornelius in his last days sitting on the couch. He looked old and beat down and distraught, you know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there watching Gladys Knight sing on Soul Train. And he got that euphoric feeling in his body, like that was the shit back then. Back in yesterday, that was right here. This is what started it all. This is what was the catalyst to Soul Train being what it is and what it had become, you know. So then he picks up the gun and he takes the gun to his temple. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God, we finna see this right now. And then you hear bam. It was a clipboard dropping to the ground. We go back in time, back to 1971 when Don Cornelius was back in Chicago. I totally forgot Soul Train started in Chicago. I wasn't born until 73, so I didn't know about its indoctrination, but I didn't know that it started in Chicago. I always just knew of the LA version. Okay, so we're back in Chicago. He's walking through the hallways. He got Gerald Johnson with him. Gerald Johnson was the one who started Johnson & Johnson hair products. Was it Johnson & Johnson hair products? Is he part of Johnson & Johnson? Oh, don't let me get that wrong, y'all. The Afro Sheen, that's Johnson & Johnson, right? But is Johnson & Johnson the same ones that do the Johnson & Johnson baby powder? That's the same people? Well, Gerald was big time then. If that's him, I think that's the same people. Afro Sheen is Johnson & Johnson. I think Pink Oil Moisturizer, Johnson & Johnson. Did you just bring your ass out? Get out of my doggone lane. I heard you don't hit the doggone brakes. Ain't nobody in front of you. So yeah, I think that's the same person, because I remember Johnson Johnson products, Afro Sheen, and I forgot the name of the perm kit, because we used to have that Just For Me perm. Wasn't that Johnson Johnson too? Everybody had that Just For Me perm back in the day. Well, that's who is his business partner at this time. Johnson is funding at least 50% of the show's production in Chicago, and they are just at the opportune moment where they are finna get syndication. 14 cities nationwide indicates a syndicated TV show. They gonna be up and running with American Bandstand. At this time, Flip Wilson is the host of American Bandstand. I forgot that it wasn't always Dick Clark, but like I said, I wasn't born back until 73. So, but yeah, Flip Wilson is running that shit over on American Bandstand. He doing some things over in American Bandstand. So they finna get syndication. Well, he got to go out to LA, and they're auditioning dancers out there to try to get the LA show popping, and they need to get a top 10 act, and he wants James Brown. Who's the baddest man in town? That's James Brown. You want to get James Brown on board. If they don't get a top 10 act, they're gonna lose syndication. So this gotta work. It's gotta work. He got his wife Dolores. You know, Dolores is excited about everything that's going on. She proud of him, but in order for to make this work, they need seed money, and they got to take out. He got to borrow from their Mercy Fund in order to do that. And Dolores like, no, you ain't touching our Mercy Fund. He's like, baby, but I need this money. I don't care what you need. I mean, I know what you need. I feel y'all understand, but you're not touching our Mercy Fund. No, I'm gonna buy you a mansion. He's telling her big dreams. You don't believe in my dreams? I can't stand when dudes do that. You don't believe in my dreams. You want to support my dreams. What about our future, our present day right now? Let's talk about our present day. Our present day, we need emergency funds in case your shit don't work out. Not saying that it's not saying that I'm not rooting for it, but somebody got to be logical in the situation. We can't go for broke just based off of your dream, your hope of your dream. Somebody got to be logical. That's Dolores. He called Dolores Red as a nickname. Okay, so he flies into LA. Get into LA and get pulled over by the popos. Now remember, this is 1971. You know, we at the edge, the end of the civil rights movement. You know, Dr. King just got shot a few years ago. So we at that point, you know, the racial tension is still very high. Well, Don Cornelius used to be an ex-cop. And when he gets pulled over, he shows his license, you know, and I guess his credentials as being a former police officer. But that white cop didn't give no damn. He didn't give no damn. I don't know why black men that become police officers really think that they got brothers in blue. Y'all got brothers in blue until y'all black. That's what I'm saying. It's the truth. Well, anyway, he gets pulled over, and the officer want him to shuck and jive for him. Don looking like, I wish a motherfucker would. I ain't finna do none of that. Well, luckily, that gets broke up because they get a call on the radio and they got to go off. So this particular moment, we don't give a damn if you finna produce a TV show or nothing like that. You gonna shuck a jive for me. But this particular moment, they need to go and let that shit go and go actually do some real fucking police work instead of harassing black folks. That's pretty much it. So, damn, they really slowed down. It's supposed to be 20 miles an hour, not 2. So, he goes over to where he's supposed to be meeting James Brown. I guess management or security or what have you is basically cock blocking. Like, bruh, in order for you to sit down and talk with James, we're gonna need $25,000 up front. You know what I'm saying? If you want him to do anything, $25,000 is what we gonna need. And he was like, no, dude, I was promised to sit down with him, and that's what I'm gonna get my sit down. Don was not easily intimidated. He was a big ass dude, you know what I'm saying? He's a big dude. And so I want to say he was like 6'2", 6'3". The little dude was like, you know what, man, I thought you was gonna be a lot taller, you know, trying to be sarcastic and shit. And Don was like, yeah, I thought you was gonna be a lot blacker because he was a little light skinned. So yeah, shade thrown on both directions. Well, he wasn't getting this meeting with James Brown. James Brown boys was like, no, you ain't paying up the money, son. Then I was wrong, police officer. I had to get that straight face on. You ain't putting up the money, son, that you ain't gonna get this meeting with him. I don't care that you flew all the way from Chicago to here for this meeting. It ain't finna happen. Well, if he lose this top 10 act, his show is done. So Jason Dearden character come in. I think his name was Gerald. His name was Gerald. The Johnson & Johnson guy is George Johnson. Jason Dearden's name is Gerald. He comes in like, cuz, we ain't finna have this up here in my club. This is his club. So he kind of get everything squashed. And he was like, you know what, let me buy you a drink and we're going to talk to you. Well, earlier in the day, Don had talked to Tessa over the phone before he came out to LA about the auditions and how she need to go find people. So she going around in different schools, scouting out talent. And she rose up onto her old school and talking to the guy who's over the drama department, whatever. And she sees Simone. Simone is in their audition. They doing the black version of West Side Story up on the stage. You know, she's singing and dancing. Girl has a very nice voice. Another guy is watching them. He's sitting there just chilling. I'm assuming it's her guy because she's throwing the goo-goo eyes at him and everything. And another little dude come in with a little baby boy coming in to watch. Like, you want to go dance? We're going to go watch a dance. Let's do your dance. Do your dance. That was Kendall. Kendall had just got his draft letter. So he's about to be sent off to, I think, Vietnam War was going at this time. It's at the end of the Vietnam War. So he just got drafted into the Vietnam War. I didn't think that they were still doing the draft in 71, but I could be wrong. So anywho, well, they in there listening, you know, and she sees Simone, you know, but she doesn't approach her. She just gives him the flyer, and they stick the flyers up around. And Soul Train is doing auditions, okay? Well, Kendall, JT, which is the dude, her boyfriend, and Simone, they are a group called Encore. They going up in a doggone spot, and they finna audition up at Gerald's club. They need an act. He auditioned with a few people, so it's a lot of type of auditions going on here. And you know, some of the people that they got going on wasn't that bad. You know, wasn't that bad. But when they came up there and they did Undisputed Truth song, baby, yes, they laid that out. I love the way that they covered that song. Undisputed Truth used to be the truth. I'm telling y'all don't know them, Google them, YouTube them, or whatever you got to do. But that's the song that they did, was a cover by Undisputed Truth. And at first I was like, are they trying to sell us that Simone, JT, and Kendall is Undisputed Truth? Because their names don't match for one, and then Undisputed Truth was 2 women and a guy. Well, anywho, I don't know, they still may do it. They still may use Undisputed Truth, because something happened later on that JT got caught us up in some mess that may have to have him lead the group. So we'll see. And I know Simone and them still supposed to be singing. So it's very possible that they supposed to be Undisputed Truth. We're going to see how this story unfolds. They go to audition. They throw it down. They lay it the fuck down, baby, okay? Kendall and Simone was getting it. They was on stage, get them body rolls and just getting it. JT not much of a dancer, but that's all right. He got the bass. He got the bass guitar, baby. JT was getting it. And they could sing. All of them could sing. They got some voices on them. I love that. I love that. So the manager of the club was feeling them. You got the gig. 100 is yours. You know what I'm saying? $150 a night, $200 on the weekend. You pull in 1,000 heads, you get $1 per head. That sounds like a pretty lucrative deal to me. I was like, hey, can I sing and dance for y'all? You know, where is this club at for me to audition in? Me. I can get my me on. So, but Gerald is like, wait a minute, how old is Shorty? She was like, I'm 18. He said, so if I check your ID gonna tell me the same lie? Okay, fine. I turned 17 in a couple months. I'm like, damn, Simone, you ain't even 17, about to turn 18. You only 16. And I'm assuming that JT got to be at least 18 because he keeps calling her jailbait, or maybe he's 19, something like that. He keeps calling Simone jailbait. But that's his girl. You know, he don't want to get caught seeing her because, you know, he messed around with a little younger girl. But she's 16. You know, 16, 19. I don't feel nothing wrong with that. But Gerald got problems. Not Gerald. JT got problems at home on their own. See, they couldn't get the gig. They couldn't get the gig because of Simone's age. But Simone like, look here, we wanted to be famous singers. Well, let's go for the famous first. Let's get on this show, get our name out there, and let's do the damn thing. JT like, no, I'm not finna be dancing on TV for no fucking teeny boppers. That's not what I'm finna do. I got a real job. I got a family to take care of. I got, you know, this, that, and the third. Kendall say something about his old crackhead mama. You know, they about to throw blows. Like, wait a minute. We in this together. We are a team. You know, Simone trying to squash it. Look, I don't need my boo and my brother fighting. That's not what we finna do right here. Why you gotta go say something about his old crackhead ass mama? I mean, shit, it's the truth, I guess. Well, back home with JT's old crackhead mama, the landlord is at the door knocking. Hey, with my damn money, the rent check done bounced. Mama in there doped out. She OD'd on the damn bathroom floor and baby screaming and shit. JT had to get the super at least $48 the time over to the end of the month. You know, just so bills can get paid. Just so they would have a place to live, a roof over their head. That's why he's so serious about working. I have to work, yo. I have to work. So, back at the crib, that's when we learned that Simone and Kendall's mama is Kelly Price. Hey, Kelly girl, hey. And their daddy is off in Vietnam right now. Kendall has not told his mama about the draft notice. I don't think he's told Simone either. And he's off. Daddy calls and she tells daddy about the song, how they redid the song. So daddy must have helped wrote that song. And she almost hinted a little bit about JT being a boo thing, but mama's like, no, bring that down. Bring that down. I was wondering where Kendall was at this moment. Kendall is out with his baby mama. He's out with his baby mama because Kendall learned earlier that if he gets married and become the head of the household, then he can't be drafted. So he's trying to propose to his baby mama, you know, selling her on the dream that he want to be a real daddy to his son. And the girl is like, you are a real father. But when I wanted to be with you and get serious with you, you didn't want me. That's not what you wanted. Now you want to be selfish because I got somebody else in my life. He's like, you know, that dude don't love you. Oh, you don't love that dude? I don't love him, but he loved me. That's all that matters. He takes good care of me. That's who I'm going to marry. That's who I'm going to be with. So Kendall can't find a way out of dodging this draft. The lady told him to come up with $15,000. She has some people that can help him. He ain't got that type of money. He ain't got that type of money. So he got to make it big. He got to make it big. He got to do something big in order to get him from going to the military. He don't want to die. You know, daddy should be coming home soon, but he don't want to go in. Period. Well, back at the club, Gerald is selling Don on the idea, you don't need James Brown. You need a top 10 act. That means there's 9 other people out there for you to try to come up on. And guess what? I know Gladys Knight. You know Gladys Knight from Gladys Knight and Pips. I know her, and she's doing a show in Gary, Indiana. And I can get you in with a small little finder's fee. At this point is when they are sealing. They about to become business partners. Well, he kept his promise. He sent him on out there to Gary, Indiana. You know, he invited his wife Dolores to come out there so she could see Gladys too. 8 o'clock, be there, be square, you know what I'm saying? And he came out there, he saw Gladys perform, and Gladys was like, I ain't trying to hear this, bro. My group already said, no, I don't want to work with you. And he talked her into the idea on selling her the strength of black economic wealth and black ownership and having something for ourselves, you know, by us, for us, the FUBU type life, you know what I'm saying? And that sold Gladys. Gladys is like, okay, you know, that sounds like a good idea. If you could do right by our people, then I'm going to be in. I'm going to be in. Now, I find it highly funny and highly suspect that Gladys Knight decided to sing the Super Bowl and put herself out in the spotlight and get her name out there swirling around. And she's one of the main characters on this particular show. She's, like I said, these celebrities are doing all this type of negative shit just for publicity. Just for publicity. Now, she's not actually acting on the show. She may appear in later years. I don't know. Kelly Rowland, like I said, is playing her. She hand-selected Kelly Rowland to play her role. But, yeah. Come on, Gladys. We knew. We did this together. Well, like I said, before then, Jason Dearden had, Gerald had sealed a deal with Don Cornelius that they're going to be business partners, gave him a little sugar booger. And I was like, damn, Don, you ain't say no to drugs. You just took just that easy, sniffed it on up. It's just all about perspective. No, nigga, ain't no perspective. You doing drugs. He gonna get high, get fucked the fuck up. Anyhow, where was I at? So, you know, back at JT's job, he's trying to get some more work hours. You know, he got to pay his rent, get his rent caught up. And one of his homies come in. They ain't seen him since high school. You know, hey, what up, dog? You know, my boy, my homie from high school. And these brothers, they out here selling the idea of, I forgot what it was called now. It's a conservative revolution in progress. Constructive revolution in progress. I forgot what the C meant already, y'all. But basically, it's the Crips. That's basically what the CRIP is, Crips. This is supposedly how the Crips got started. I remember this particular portion of the story, but this what they had JT doing here, I just like, is that what they was doing? I couldn't buy that. I wasn't buying the heist that they had going on. Well, he's telling him on IG that this is family, bro. You know what I'm saying? We take care of each other. We make sure that we always got money. He gave him a nice little piece of change just to give him a ride over to the crib. You know what I'm saying? JT looking like, that's what's really going on. Okay. Well, for the audition, Kendall and Simone went down there to audition for the test, and it was doing a damn thing. They had their little rerun, pop, lock, and drop it going on. I was like, hey, what up? They was doing the damn thing. I was like, okay. You know, the movements are still a little stiff, but this is their first time. So I was feeling it. Like I say, Fresh and Flow, they there. Like I said, if y'all ever watched a TV show before, and y'all knew these people that's on Soul Train, y'all know who Fresh and Flow are. They was there, and Fresh and Flow was a little bit intimidated by Kendall and Simone. But they all got picked to be dancers on the show. Because what Don Cornelius wanted was some fresh faces who could help create dance craze, not just copy the dance craze that are already out. Gladys's manager, or the legal team from her label, was like, she could perform, but she ain't gonna perform nothing that we don't pre-approve. And of course, Gladys had already said that she wanted the rights to do what she wanted to do. She wanted creative control. And I was thinking, how many times was Gladys Knight supposed to be on the show? I know, like, Don Cornelius had repeat performers come on her, but I didn't think Gladys was gonna be on her like that. She was gonna be like a regular. I didn't know that. And I could already see there was a relationship building between Don Cornelius and Gladys Knight. I'm like, they gonna smash. I already see it coming. He fell in love with her ass. It was like Donnie Hathaway's story, you know, with Roberta Flack. That's how I was seeing these two, with Gladys and Don Cornelius. So but Jason, you know, I keep calling him Jason because, you know, Jason Dearden. I know, because I didn't want to call him Basic Skanks. Y'all know Basic Skanks ran all the way from Memphis and ended up on American Soul. But anyway, Gerald was got some own little shit going on. He got some dude naked in the trunk, tied up. He brought him money. You know, he's still the same old Basic Skanks that he was on Greenleaf. Just doing dirt, doing people wrong. I was like, God, dog it. What the fuck is really going on with you, Gerald? What is really going on? Well, George Johnson, I think I'm probably skipping a whole lot of stuff, and I don't want to skip a whole lot of stuff. We go back out to the war. Man, the Vietcongs are coming down on the troops, and this whole artillery of army men gets shot the fuck up, all but one. And Kendall and Simone's daddy, I want his name was Joe Clark. I know his name was Clark. It was Joe Clark. He ended up saving the young man, or they ended up saving the young man. He talking to him, and he's like, I'm about to go home. I'm about to go home and reunite with my family. Is there anybody else that you want me to talk to for you? I see your picture, your girl. She looking kind of fine. You got good taste, this, that, and the third. What you want me to do? Brother don't want to, he just want to know when he's going to get over the killing. Is it going to ever leave him? He was like, man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you for real. But it's time for Joe to go. So Joe got his send away party. They packed him off, packed him away, and everybody's like, hey, get on that chopper. And I'm like, he's not going to make it. He not going to make it. Well, a lot of the investors are trying to pull out. The white boys from down south. They don't believe in the show. They don't think it's gonna make them no money on the black side or the white side. So they're trying to pull out. So it's up to Don to go convince them. So Don and George Johnson goes down there to try to convince this white dude to keep their money, keep the syndication going, because they don't want to be pulled off the airways. And he was like, he wasn't trying to hurt them at first, but Don was like, what I gotta do, bro? Well, Don brought in some lookalikes, Marilyn Monroe and Diane Carroll, who didn't look nothing like them to me. But these are the lookalikes that they brought in to try to seduce this man into doing their bidding. It worked. And I was like, so Don a pimp too. He used the drugs. He a pimp. We already see that he's overly aggressive and controlling in his tone, because he's been displaying that with Tessa this whole time. And Tessa's like, fuck this dude. I can't stand him. I hate him. I hate his afro. I hate the way he smells. I hate everything about him. I'm quitting. And her husband is like, whatever you want to do, baby, I got you. She's like, I was a professional dancer. I danced for Stanko or Stocko or somebody was some German person. She used to dance over in Germany. And this show ain't nothing about dancing, is what she thought in her mind. And her husband, who was a police officer, was like, don't worry, boo. Whatever you need to do, I'm there with you. I got you. So, well, Dolores had already told Don before he left Chicago that if we moved the entire family out to Chicago, because he got the syndication, he got it. He came back to tell Dolores, here a ticket, baby. I know you don't like to fly, but here a train ticket for you. We moving to LA. She's like, no, we're not. I knew when I met you that I loved you and I was going to be with you for life. But I know for a fact that if we move our family out to LA, we are not going to survive. We're not going to make it. Again, he tried to sell her on that story, like, you need to be there for me. He almost had that I turn a moment. It was like, so you're leaving me? Is this what you're telling me? You're not supporting me in my dreams? He had that type of story going on. And she's like, no, I just know for a fact we're not going to make it. Just come home. After every tape of every show, come home. Come back to Chicago. But I know without a doubt that if we go to Los Angeles, we're not going to make it. And the reason why she knew this is because when she went up there to that show in Gary, Indiana to go see Gladys, she came in late as a motherfucker. He was lip locked with somebody up in the club. He didn't seem resistant to the lip lock. He just denied going any further. He was like, I want to do this. I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And Don had cheated before, so his wife is like, this gonna break us if you move out to LA. You got too much ass being thrown at you. I already know. So now come home to Chicago. Well, Don was butthurt. So every time Dolores called him, he would ignore her calls. I don't know how long he did this, but he kept ignoring her calls. What was the moment that there was a moment. Okay, I know the moment. Gladys came in. And she was telling him about this new song that she wanted to do. Because, she performed on the show or whatever. And she was telling him about this new song that she wanted to do. And she did what the lawyer said do. But she said this one, she don't want to have nobody tell her how to sing this song. Her friend wrote it. And it was like one of the best songs she ever heard. It was called Midnight Plane to Houston. I was like, the fuck is that? Midnight Plane to Houston? We all know it as a midnight train to Georgia. Baby Kelly Rowland got on them keys. And she sang the shit out of that damn song. I was like, you better sing, Kelly. You better sing, girl. We got to see Kelly Price sing a little bit too. She gonna do some Nina Simone for us. But yeah, I love it. Oh my God, it's Kelly Rowland blew on that damn song. She took that midnight train to Georgia so nice and slow. I was like, oh. And then I Googled the original song by the original songwriter, the midnight train to Houston. And I was like, no, No, I'm so glad that didn't go over. So glad that didn't go over. That would have been horrible. Horrible. So back at Simone and them, Simone and Kendall, they here on Soul Train. Like I say, Flo kind of jealous and shit. Flo ass locked Simone in the damn closet so she couldn't come out there because they were supposed to do the scramble board. Y'all remember the scramble board? I was looking at the words already trying to figure out who it was. Those letters didn't look like Isaac Hayes before they started, but it was Isaac Hayes when they got done. So Flo and Fresh was able to, that's how you got to know their names, because he always asked them what their names were. Flo and Fresh got up there and they unscrambled the board, and they the first ones who be named on Soul Train. You know, they getting their name out there. And Simone came out ready to whip Flo ass. Ready to whip Flo ass. Now some investors were there from Coke and TWA. I remember TWA. I used to love that airline. And it was some other guy. I forget who the third person was. They was there and they saw Don go in on the kids. And that actually impressed them. You know, get these niggas in line. That actually impressed them. So they was happy with that there. I'm at work. So give me a pausing moment. I ain't got no place to park. Everybody in their fucking mama here. Hold on. All right, so let me. But I'm really. So basically the whole gist of it, Simone and them, they got to dance. They daddy didn't make it back on that chopper, y'all. He didn't make it back. Kelly and them had a party set up, and they was gonna welcome him home, and in came the army man. He died. I knew it. I knew he was not gonna make it. What else happened? Something else significant happened. Oh my gosh, now I can't remember. JT mama, he came home again, and JT's little sister was in the crib crying her ass off, and he looking for his mama. His mama in there getting her back broke out by the super. And the super's like, if I want to take the rent out your mama ass, I will. And what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? So JT feel like he in a state of stress. He got to figure out a way to get money so he ended up going with his boys, the Crips, and they take him on a jewelry heist. Well, some cops intervened and the cops got shot. And the officer they put in charge of the case is Tessa's husband. I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. It's not going to look good for JT. And JT is so cute. He's a very attractive young man. But so far, like I say, I'm loving this show. I'm looking forward to the episode next week, and I'll be back to review more. I know there's more that I didn't talk about, but I'm at work, so if there's anything else that I missed that y'all wanted to address, leave it down in the comment section, and we can discuss it then. I appreciate y'all being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace out.